pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, starting with you, Jim, please.
Jim Lehman, present.
Doug Tree here.
Bill Barnes here.
Tom Paul here.
Mark Reynolds will be absent for tonight. So noted. Open forum, anything from the floor? Seeing nothing, we will go to correspondence. Jim?
Just a thank you note from the Stone family. Thank you, Plainfield Fire Protection District. Thank you for remembering our family during this difficult time. Your thoughtfulness meant a lot to all of us. Sincerely, the family of Marianne Stone. And that's it.
Okay. How about, you get the vote written?
Yeah, I did last month.
Oh, okay. I just got it.
Yes.
All right. Okay, we'll go to item number 6. Approval of the minutes in the June 9th, 2015 meeting and the June 23rd, 2015 meeting. Motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Moved and second. And vote by roll call vote. Jim, please.
Jim Lehman, yes.
Doug Tree here.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Tom Paul, yes.
Motion is carried. And also entertain motions to approve the treasury report for June 2015.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded that we accept the treasurer's report. Begin to do the roll call vote.
Jim Lehman, yes.
Doug Tree, yes.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Tom Paul, yes.
And motion is carried. Entertain motion for the payment of bills as presented.
Payment in the usual manner.
Second.
Moved and seconded to pay the bills in the usual manner, and we'll do it by roll call vote. Jim, please.
Jim Lehman, yes.
Doug Tree, yes.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Tom Paul, yes.
Motion is carried.
Yep.
Old business, further details in the chief's report, but there's item A, strategic plan update.
Yeah, we're looking realistically at trying to get a meeting together in September. We've got 2 members of the public so far. We're waiting to hear from the third, and then we'll coordinate some schedules and try to get that started. That process has been a little tied up in other arenas right now.
Okay, and the next item is the approval of the side letter of agreement for the union. Acting out of the union regarding acting out of classification.
Yeah, that was the letter we talked about in closed session at the last meeting. You guys wanted some time to review it, rightfully so, and you're open for some action on it.
Okay. Motion to approve the side agreement, side letter.
So moved.
Second.
We've got to be quicker now. Moved and seconded to approve the acting out classification, and we'll do the roll call vote. Jim, please.
Jim Lehman, yes.
Doug Tree, yes.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Tom Paul, yes.
That motion is carried. Item C is the review and approval of the updated FOIA policy with personnel changes.
It was attached to your packet. It's just basically updating the chief's name and giving the trustees no other changes.
Okay,
It's posted on our website.
okay. Motion to approve that policy.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
I'll second.
Motion moved and seconded to approve the FOIA policy personnel changes. Vice Vote again, please.
Jim Lehman, yes.
Doug Tree, yes.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Tom Paul, yes.
Review and the motion carried. Review and approve the customer satisfaction survey.
That was the project we've been working on for a few months, a number of months, headed by Cheryl Hansen, our EMS coordinator. And just one of the strategies we're trying to develop and implement in order to get feedback of our service delivery and quality and expectations and some of those things, basically within the strategic plan, but just another step forward in trying to engage the public in different forms. So they've done a lot of work on it. You guys have a copy of it that was in your packet. We're looking for further direction. We're ready to go with it if it meets your satisfaction.
We send this through Tom and everything, or these guys look at it, is there anything they need to look at on it?
We have not sent that to legal.
Typically, just approve it for whatever your operational needs are. There isn't too much legal implication on it.
Okay.
We'd be more than glad to review it if you need us to.
I think it looks good. I didn't know if there was any,
Yeah, we tried to stay away from any of those things that would violate privacy or
Yeah.
things. And, we're just using it to try to compile
get evidence, get
a measure of how we're doing.
evidence, get reaction.
Looks like the only information you seek is the name and phone number, and those are optional. Is that correct?
Right, they're awesome.
If you, I was wondering if maybe we couldn't add something on there to the effect that the fire department values your input and we will take all of your suggestions or your comments into consideration, and thank you for your, something.
Yeah, we could add something to that. It's
think
kind of
there's-
backed up on there, but we'll get something in.
There's some of that language in the very first paragraph towards the end of it, but I can see your point if you want to make it more prevalent.
Maybe bolded or something. Yeah, we can do something with that, Jim.
I don't know, it's great.
Motion to approve the customer satisfaction survey with the corrections or additions.
I'd say, go ahead with it.
Any second?
Yeah. We'll move and second for approval of the customer satisfaction survey. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion's carried. New business, order review notice. That's all we have one.
I think it's just a follow-up from the Plainfield Park District that they had, they scheduled, they've actually scheduled a hearing for their application to be in a tax exempt.
Okay, we have nothing to do with it, except the notice.
They really,
I mean, we can show up if you'd like. I don't know if they purchased this property or if this is just a new application, but there isn't really much we can object to as a
I
governmental
don't think we
entity.
want to do that.
It is what it is. They just have to notify us since we're a taxing body. So if you'd like to send a representative, you could, but there isn't much you can do about it.
Board's in favor of this acceptance. Okay, thank you, that'll take care of it. Annexation, I saw one on Julia. Is that, the one lot, is that contiguous with our property? No, they have district.
it's that one here, it's on the drive, I
Mhm.
believe.
Just one more house on their
Yeah.
block, right?
Right.
Oh, okay. So we're in the gray area?
Yeah.
Okay, nothing we can do about that, right? We don't usually fight that. Item B is declare Dell Laptop computers as surplus.
Yeah, just a piece of IT equipment, the old portable, one of the portable laptops. We've got a whole list of other stuff we're going to be bringing to you.
Chief, is there a particular method you're going to dispose of it? Are you going to sell it,
We're
recycle
going to
it?
sell it for market value, it's less than $200 is what it's looking like.
So we need a motion to declare it surplus and authorize the chief to sell it.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to declare surplus of Dell Laptop computers. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion's carried. Approval of Target Solutions training program. Is that you?
Well, we'll talk a little bit, right, Eric's here. Lieutenant Jensen has been kind of ramrodding this program. It's just more software that helps us better integrate our training and document that stuff. So I'd ask Lieutenant Jensen to be here, and Chief Stratton has been the leads on this and been engaged with it. So, Eric, without further ado, why don't you come on up here for a couple minutes?
We have some paperwork here, sit down right here. Working with Chief Stratton and the training committee, I started how we track our training and stuff like that for our compliance training. We have to do a certain amount of training every year, NFPA, ISO stuff, so we make sure that we're hitting it each year. Using the firehouse software, it's kind of hard to extract that information. So I went out and started looking around, how can we do that better? Target Solutions, learning and training management system, and a fire department system to track our training for all this. Like I said, ISO, EMS certifications involved in that. Emergency vehicle training, there's a certain amount of hours every year for driver's training, including that would be videos and training programs and stuff like that. What kind of ongoing training and other operational records that we have. So Target Solutions kind of covers all of this. Best part about it is that when they came around, they've been around for 15 years. They are basically like a subsidiary of NFPA. They work with NFPA involving all this stuff. They don't only do fire departments, they do police departments, public works, schools, higher education. They got pretty extensive programs. A lot of departments out there that use it, from small 10-member departments all the way up to countywide fire departments such as Metro-Dade, Miami, out west, Cal Fire, and stuff like that. So they kind of encompass a lot of things. Specifically in our area, a lot of surrounding departments are actually using Target Solutions to manage their training. And it's a resource. What they've done is they've built their own programs and now they're sharing it with the surrounding agencies. So Orland, Frankfurt, Mokina, Manhattan, Maintenance 19 has created a site where all the training officers are on board, and they're using this as a resource. They upload their videos, or SOPs, or training JPRs and stuff like that, and everybody's on the same page as everybody's working together. We have 15, there's several departments that are also doing that now, such as Troy and Shannon. With that being said, we're also talking maybe making a MAPES Division 15 site and working with Maintenance 19 through Target Solutions to create a training resource for all the agencies in the area. With that being done, all what's up on Illinois State Fire Marshal's office, they have created an Illinois site with all of our training objectives laid out through the year that we would have access to free of charge through Target Solutions. All of our training that you have to, when we train, we just can't put down that we throw a ladder against the building. We have to state their objectives that we use, and that's how they base what we do. So that would be a part of this also. Also, will be a checklist for what we're doing for ISO, what we're doing NFPA wise. And Target Solutions covers NFPA 1001, which is firefighter 1, firefighter 2 training, NFPA 1021, which would be ongoing company officer training, and then the big one would be NFPA 1500 series occupational safety and health. Beyond that, they keep track of licenses and records, so driver's license, we have to keep track of that each year. What it does is we'll enter all this information into the system, and then it would send it out an email reminder to the employee, and also who's ever tracking that, saying your license is due at the end of the year or at the end of this month. It does that for EMS certification and fire certifications, credentialing, anything that we would need to keep track of to keep operations moving. EMS certifications has daily drills, there's 19 different daily drills from anything from fire attack to moving hose to building searches to arson investigation that they have as a resource for us to use. 250 different topics that cover our ongoing training for both fire and also EMS. We can use this also for EMS relicensing and making sure we have our continuing guidance stuff like that. Beyond that, we can track vehicle inspection records, vehicle maintenance records. It's basically, we can make as much as we want. We can do it from, if we're just doing it on the whole end of the compliance training and stuff like that, we can build this out as much as we want to track different things. I've seen several departments, Chief Stratton saw Evanston Fire Departments, they have an awesome one. We've seen Orleans, we've seen Elgin. Our main goal is to just be able to track our compliance, make sure our training records are on file, so if we ever go for ISO again and all that stuff, that we would have a way to be able to extract that information and reports and be able to make sure we're doing everything we need to do year to year. Basically, what it's down to, everything it's going to cost money is the system. And right now, we would $87 a year per member to use Target Solutions. We do have a discount on a lot of BMI members with IPRA. And if we go with a 3-year agreement or a 5-year agreement, obviously if you go a 5-year agreement, you have a little bit more cost savings. It spells it out. It's membership based, so if we have 121 members and we do have some attrition or somebody leaves, we can plug somebody right back into that slot without paying extra. If our membership increases, the next year we can call, we went from 121 people to 126 members, they just tack on the additional cost for the membership.
It's also, Chief,
No, go ahead.
what also is really nice about it is it's nationally recognized now. So like if IDPH with Illinois stuff, if they change stuff, Target Solutions does that for us instead of trying to track all that down. Then if we're trying to do like a needs assessment, we're looking at with the old way of extracting, now you gotta go by each guy. This way here, we can just go right into the program, type up what program we're looking at, maybe putting a class on it, and it tells how many members have it and what our needs are. So that was a great.
It's one of the big things, I guess, to hit on is diet, so what are we doing for that one? If we decide to go for that again, also what's the fund that they come in on us. One of the departments that's currently using it, but all of a sudden came in, they said, how are you tracking your training? They said, they're using the Target Solutions site and the site that would come through all of a sudden, I'm going to say, I think it's much easier to go through that process.
We have the money in the budget. We're interested in doing the 5-year for the savings. It's got a long enough history, we think, and we're checking the references that we're confident in this product and their escalation, their annual escalation of costs are not, they're well within reason and well within the CPI exposure that we typically have. And we think it's going to be a good product. Again, we do have the money in the budget and it's appropriated, so that kind of expense needs to come in.
What's really nice about it also is if somebody does leave, we don't have to pay for an additional guy. It's just that slot, so we don't have to pay an additional charge for if somebody was to come on board.
So you're paying for slots instead of personnel.
Pretty much correct.
Along with the training committee, Cheryl Hansen, from EMS, she supports it. IT, local Jim Murphy, he supports it. The town chiefs support them. Every single be on board with it.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Any questions?
Is there any questions now? Well, entertain a motion to approve it then.
Before you guys do that, I just want to know, I think for the 5-year contract, it's in, I don't know what the total is, but it's certainly in excess of $20,000. So I would want the board, I would want the minutes to reflect that there's an exemption for purchase and contracts for use and purchase, delivery, and movement of software, which I think this qualifies for. So just so the minutes reflect that. That's why it wasn't bid out, or I don't know if it was bid out, but if we did not bid it out, there's an exemption for that. So I'd like that reflected in the minutes before it's approved.
Will you report that?
Sure. So,
You want us to state that, is that what you're saying?
yeah, the board makes a finding that subsection 5 of the bidding statute applies to exempt this from bidding, therefore it wasn't bid.
Okay,
The minutes reflect that the board made that finding. It would be appropriate, and then the board can go ahead and go approve it for whatever duration they want. I see there's multiple options.
so. Motion to approve. Lee?
Three different, three-year.
The 5 is
Okay. I must have got two of them.
I think there's multiple quotes in there.
There was multiple,
Yeah, 121, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Target Solutions. Making it known that it is exempt from the bidding process. because of software. So I would like to approve it for the 5-year. We'll move forward with it.
I'll second the motion.
Is there some way that the 5-year is identified that we could have reflected? Are there like proposal numbers or anything?
Okay. No, there's no,
The only identifier is the number of personnel.
the 5-year program with covering 121.
It's still got 121 personnel.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the approval of the target solution for the training program. We'll again all in favor by roll call vote, please. Jim?
Jim Lehman, yes.
Doug Shree, yes.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Tom Paul, yes.
Motion is approved. The next item is the copiers and printers.
We're, Jim and Debbie are looking further into that. We've got a contract, in my report, I mentioned it briefly that the contract, our current contract expires in October, and we're looking at a number of different options to get that down. So they're doing some hard work with that right now. We should have a report for you, at least an update next month, and probably something in September.
So that'll be tabled for next month or so. Each report, that's in our packet, I believe.
Yeah, and you can see the two income reports there, but what I had just laid in front of you before we distributed was an annual report. Mary Ludeman and some of the other staff, Nicole and MJ, and Debbie and Sherry all worked very hard on gathering stats and putting it together. It's a little late, a little later than normal that we would get out an annual report, but we'll get it to you earlier next year. But it's our first shot at it, I think, in Plainfield, and we're gonna. I just want to thank them for the hard work they did compiling it. Hope it meets your satisfaction, and if so, we'll go ahead and start distributing. We didn't make copies for everybody in the world. We're going to have some copies available for people that are here tonight if you approve, and then put them into stations and at the various other municipal public areas.
I think it's come out great.
I think so too.
Nice job.
It was good. Very nice.
Did a good job.
Board's in favor.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Approval. Committee reports, I have nothing on the administration. Vehicles, does anybody know anything about that? Mark's fine. Chief, Brad, know anything about the vehicle? You okay?
I'm sorry.
No, vehicle report, Mark's not here.
No, nothing yet. We got a meeting, I think, Friday.
Right. We have a vehicle replacement committee meeting.
Right.
Okay, land and buildings, I see Denny's in the room.
We have some stuff for closed session on the old headquarters for that.
Okay. EMS, Jim, anything for that?
Nothing at this time.
Personnel? Fire commission report, we have a meeting tomorrow.
There's a meeting scheduled for tomorrow.
Okay. We'll be here for you then. Closed session, we do have some items for closed session, so I made a motion to go into closed session at 6:25 for purpose of workers' comp report, personnel issues, collective bargaining, progress update, potential sale or lease of real estate, pending and threatening litigation.
So moved.
Move to go to closed session, all in favor, say aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed, motion that